Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Nicole Nalepa in for Caitlin Newflow, and you're watching Eyewitness News right here on the Wax. We have a lot to get to, but first, we need to get to meteorologist Jill Gilardi to see how it's going to be today. And of course, that first alert we're following this weekend.
I know.
Yeah. It's not the best news, but at least it's not until later. We have some days to enjoy.
Yes, that is true. It's Saturday's the only troublemaker on the 7-day forecast. So yes, nice weather before then and after then. So let's talk about, today it's dry, and actually all the way through most of this week it's going to stay dry and unseasonably warm. Rain, it is likely on Saturday, first alert weather day, just because it's going to be interrupting a lot of outdoor plans. And we also have dry weather, though, taking over for the second part of the weekend. Temperatures starting off not bad. We have a lot of 50s out there, a few 40s though, 49 Waterbury, for example, but it's 56 in New Haven. We have some high-level pretty clouds. Starting off the day was a beautiful sunrise about an hour ago. Windsor Locks, it's 50 degrees for you. If you have plans to work out in the yard today, maybe you can't until this evening. Well, it's going to be a little less on the toastier side like it was yesterday. So getting up to about those mid and upper 60s along the shoreline and some low 70s. Really nice weather again, leading up to the weekend. But then we have to talk more about that rain for Saturday coming up a little bit later. But let's get an update on traffic now with Nicole.
All right, good morning, everyone. Right now, we have a big traffic issue, and this is on 84 eastbound, right between exits 43 and 44. Let's head right out so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Yikes. So this is a tractor-trailer rollover. It took place just around 6:30. Pretty much all the lanes, as you can see there on the highway, are closed at this point. Just the right shoulder getting by, but they've temporarily stopped traffic. Folks, this is going to be out here for a little bit of time. It's going to take a while to clean things up. So I do anticipate some heavy delays for the morning commute. So right now we are seeing delays building pretty much from Farmington, and I'll continue to monitor things here. But this is a look right by Mayflower Street overpass. And again, it's just a poor timing. We hope everyone's okay, though. Different story here in New Haven, though. As you can see, 95, no major issues. Of course, Fairfield County starting to pick up some more delays. That's your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Right now in Waterbury, police are looking for a motorcycle driver who they say struck a 14-year-old and then took off. The crash happened around 6 o'clock last night near Grove and Cook Streets. First responders took the teenager to the hospital for what police describe as serious injuries.
Right now, Vatican officials are preparing to bring Pope Francis's coffin to St. Peter's Basilica, where the public will be allowed to visit and pay their respects. He has been lying in state for a private viewing for Vatican officials and residents, and his funeral is scheduled for Saturday morning. President Trump and other world leaders are expected to attend.
Well, this morning, Christine Holloway's family says justice is served after a jury found Jose Morales guilty of murder. A jury convicted him yesterday, more than 5 years after Holloway's death. He was also found guilty of tampering with evidence in the disappearance of their young daughter, Vanessa. Morales faces up to 65 years in prison when he's sentenced in July.
2 firefighters are recovering this morning after they were hurt battling a house fire in West Hartford. Both firefighters are expected to be okay, but we know that this fire started on Dayton Lane. One person was inside the home at the time, and they were able to get out safely. Now investigators are trying to figure out what caused this fire.
Developing right now this morning, hundreds of pro-Palestinian protesters have now dispersed after setting up tents and camping out on Yale's campus.
But they are expected back any minute now to demonstrate against a controversial Israeli politician who is set to speak right near Yale. Now, your reporter Roger Susanna has the latest on what we're learning from the Yale campus. Roger?
Good morning. Yale security actually asked us to leave Beneke Plaza, where this big protest kicked off last night. I can tell you, though, the plaza is relatively quiet right now. Those protesters have dispersed, but they tell us directly that they will return at some point later today. I do, though, want to take you back to the scene late last night. Take a look. This is footage that was captured by a group called AM Palestine CT. You can see demonstrators set up tents and actually blocked off a pretty big section of the plaza. At this point, again, those protesters have cleared the area. Those tents are gone, but they tell us they will be back out at some point later today. They're rallying against controversial Israeli National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, who, according to social media reports and the protesters themselves, is scheduled to speak at a private Jewish leadership society near Yale's campus. And again, we're going to be on this story throughout the day. The demonstrators tell us they will return at some point to Yale's campus. And I can tell you, last year, you may remember, some of these protests got out of hand, and more than 40 Yale students were actually arrested after police say they failed to clear the scene. Reporting this morning in New Haven, I'm your reporter, Roger Suzanin, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, on to Bristol this morning, where the city's $242 million budget is moving ahead, and it includes $137 million for schools. That is $6 million more than last year, but still less than some leaders hope to get. The budget still needs to be approved by the City Council and the Board of Finance.
And right now, budget negotiations are underway at the state capitol. House and Senate Democrats released their proposal yesterday, which involved a price tag of $55.5 billion in spending over the next 2 years. It calls for increases in education funding. Republicans say that the proposal is too expensive, pointing out that it violates the state spending cap. Now, lawmakers and the governor will now work together to come up with a final budget plan. And we are trying to find Connecticut's best breakfast right now. Today actually marks our third matchup of the top 16 spots.
Yeah, it's not a hard job, but certainly takes some time. Deb's Restaurant in Higganum is going up against Charlene's Diner in Jewett City. Your reporter Marcy Jones has the sights, sounds, and smells from Deb's Restaurant in Higganum.
We're here at Deb's Restaurant in Higganum. I'm so excited. It smells delicious. It looks even better. I'm here with Deb and Nicole. So Deb, this place is amazing. No wonder why it's on our top 16 list. So tell us a little bit about what we have in front of us.
So that's the Irish Benny Mess. It's the biggest seller on the menu. It's got corned beef hash, cornbread, Cajun home fries, and hollandaise sauce with 2 poached eggs. You'll dream about that once you have it. And that's our blueberry pie stuffed French toast with a lemon glaze. That's the biggest seller for French toast, along with the raspberry preserve.
Amazing. I don't know how you guys look so fabulous. You never sleep. Open 7 days a week. You've got a pet-friendly patio. I got to get to you, Nicole. So I know that you guys mix up the menu all the time. You keep it fresh, even though you've been in business for a decade. What is it like to see your regular customers come in here and just have a big smile on their face?
We just welcome them.
Yeah.
Most of the time, she's really good at knowing exactly. You're getting your regular, especially when we're flying past each other.
It's just a well-oiled machine over here. All right, we've got to give this a little try before we send it back to you in the studio.
Yum.
Oh my God.
That's my favorite.
I'm going to heaven now. Bye, guys.
Oh, I cannot wait to see Marcy today. Okay, so here is our top 16. Thanks to your votes, we have the bracket here. The Shack in East Lyme at Uncle D's Diner in East Berlin by 14 votes. So now Blondie's Diner in Willimantic is in the next round with them. Charlene's Diner in Jewett City takes on Deb's Restaurant today. And take a look, Nicole. This has been back and forth for the last hour here with no clear leader.
There we are live. It's changing up again because you're voting. We love to hear what you have to say, and please scan that QR code at the top right of your screen right now if you want to vote, or you can always go to WFSB.com/vote now on the free WFSB app.
Wow. Battle to the end there. All right, the Denise DeCenzo Foundation Walk to Fight Rare Diseases is just a few days away. Please join us this Saturday, April 26th at 10 in the morning. The 2-mile walk will take place at Quinnipiac University, and it's really fun for the whole family. We're going to celebrate Denise's life and walk to support a great cause. You can register now at thedenisefoundation.com, and this walk, Jill, is rain or shine.
Yes, I have participated in it when it was raining. So, you know, you just...
familiar tale then.
Yes, just bring your rain gear and walk, you know, and you should be fine. As we take a look at the forecast for today, no rain in it. It's a beaut. We'll expect those high-level clouds and temperatures warming into the low 70s up towards Windsor Locks, New London, high in the mid-60s. Here's a look at the highs town by town, about 73 Woodbury, 68 Winstead, all lovely numbers above average by almost 10 degrees in some locations. Windsor, 73, so a little lower than yesterday. Cannot call it cooler, though, when you're above average. Look at those 60s, mid and upper 60s along the shoreline. A few spots reaching about 70 degrees like Branford, about 73 Ansonia. So beautiful weather until we get to Saturday. And Saturday we'll get into details on the timing of that rain coming up for you in the next 5 minutes.